Hi everyone, it's Roger here, FoundersKingdom.com with a look here at my own toy box, it's S.H.I.E.L.D. Russian mission. So as you can see here, it says Agent Kozin has been captured, and it's up to us to go rescue her. So here we go. Reports state that there are too many guards inside of this area. So as you can see, it's a rather dark toy box. And I did this specifically because I figured if you're going to be attacking somebody in the middle of the night, it's going to be a dark, because it's the middle of the night. So as you can see, we've got to run for a bit of a forest here because we're outside. A couple of use the Lone Ranger guys here because they kind of make sense here. So you can see here, I've created like a city. Oh, I'm being attacked. Let's take this out. So I've got loads of these guys just in here just to kind of make a little bit of challenge. You can see it's nice and dark. I put lots of street lights in to try and maximize it. Put a few of these guys in there just to kind of give a little bit of challenge. Okay, so as you can see here, we've kind of got a dark city, lots of lights. I used a lot of the Monsters University buildings because I figured if you're going to make a sort of like a town, then it's kind of a cool way to do it. And I thought if I make it dark as well, it'll look a bit more sort of scary. So you can see, oh, that building looks out of place. That door needs 5 keys. So I created this area here, and kind of got a door here. Now this leads to an area underneath that we need to do later. Now I did put a light. I've put that light in to try and lighten it up a bit. Now one thing I did discover when I did a few of my test throughs, it was a little bit difficult sometimes to find what I was supposed to be looking for. It's the first time I've used this symbol here, the sort of the attention symbol, and I've used them in a few locations near the keys. So I'm going to just jump up on this building here. Obviously I know where they are, so it makes it a bit quicker. So there we go. So I found one of the keys. So I need to find all 5 of them before we can get to the bottom. Okay, so they're just going to run around. Now, obviously I know where they are, but if you don't know where they are, it's going to take you a bit longer to do it. Now I was trying to sort of follow this kind of thing of trying to do almost like a few different missions rather than trying to get you to just do one thing, you know, so this is just an aspect of it. Now I picked Black Widow for a number of reasons. One of the main reasons I picked it was because it's a character I don't use very often, and it's also a character I figured is in a lot of people's starter packs, so they got it, but they maybe don't necessarily use it maybe as much. But there's a lot of people that have them, so I thought, let's try her out. And I don't use her very often, but I really should because she's got a really powerful gun when she's leveled up. I've got a few more enemies over here. There we go. It's one of those things. I built the toy box. I probably should have made it a little bit smaller because
Do you think that hurt? I'll show you pain.
When you're playing out like this, I'm building with a flyer. So you kind of lose the concept of space until you have someone that doesn't fly. So there we go. As you can see, those little markers kind of give you an idea of where they were. I found it in the dark. It was a bit too hard to try and find those keys. They're not. I thought I won't use orbs because they get used too often. So I thought I'd use those keys. But in the dark, it didn't really turn out exactly as I liked. So I decided to these were the only human-looking sort of enemies around. Now there is here an eye, but it's not going to actually mean anything at the minute. It means something a bit later on. I just made a mark of things that were sort of useful to know. So here we go. So go under there, and that's it. That should do it. I also decided not to overdo it on the enemies on the top level because I wanted people to be able to run around freely to try and define things, but not getting slaughtered. Because I've done it in the past, I put a bit too many enemies in. And now we're going to go down into the basement. This is where it gets a little bit dark. There's not as much light as I thought. We've got lots of these droids in. Now I really wanted to be a kind of dark place. In fact, it's getting low. guys there. I thought the Omnibots would be a good way of doing some droids that can act as a defense. Oh, we've got loads of enemies down here. Let's take these two out. Alright. These two guys got their defense mechanisms on.
Just like practice.
That's the way of getting past it. There we go. Now, actually, I thought there would be enough light with the lights that are in the caves because it's very dark, very dingy. Now, I've set up a few kind of decoy kind of zones underneath, so you don't know really where you're going, and that wasn't done intentionally. I wanted it to be a bit kind of, where are we? We're in the dark, because if you're in a tunnel under the ground, it's not right. Fury, the auto defensive bots have been activated, so here we go. We're going to drop down here into. Now, I wanted it to basically get harder. So in the first zone we had those just the guys, but in here I've really kind of ramped up what we're doing with 3 big defensive bots. Now these guys are horrible enemies. I never liked them, but I wanted to use something that was a bit more of a challenge. And you can use things here to jump behind. Whoop. They use a mixture of some of the toys from Tony Stark. Whoop, see, destroyed the building. I'm going to set up. I think I'm going to use my decoy actually. Oh no, I've gone invisible. So now they can't see me. Blow them up. You've got to defeat all 3 of these to move on to the next zone. So you have to defeat them. I thought that'd be a cool way of using these bots rather than using them sort of, there we go. You have to take all of these out to continue. So there we go. So that there is now all of that. So this has now opened up the doorway. So I thought I'd use some lasers here. I also used a masher there just to kind of make things a little bit more interesting. Against some different lasers. And then we're going to have some guns coming down. So as we run down here, these guys are now going to start, they're going to start attacking. I used a mixture of some of the, basically there's Agent Coulson. So I decided to kind of really lower down the setting on this box because I didn't want to spend too long. There we go.
That was
so
fun.
That's now, he's now disappeared. So Coulson's now legged it. So excellent work, Agent. Now you have to head to the extraction point near the tower where we've left the vehicle. So now we're going to leave back through the vehicle. Leave the way we come in. Oh! Smash! Now actually, I've really... That masher is a little bit of a tricky one. Which is done on purpose. It's dark. You cannot see what you're doing. Now you've got these 3 enemies and they've been respawned just to kind of give you a little bit of a challenge, but there's an elevator and the only way you're going to get back out is using the elevator. So you're going to wait. Again, it's really dark and really... It was, like I said, it was done on purpose. I don't necessarily always want to be looking where you want to be going. There's the elevator. So you can get on top of the elevator and then you can go back up to where you started. Like I said, it's a bit of a sort of, like I said, it was thing of I've using this pitch black sky dome. It can work well, and I kind of wanted to try it out. So here we go. So I'm going to run back to the start. Obviously, I'm making this look quite easy because I know how I've built it. And then we can come out, and then we're just going to head towards that tower. So there it is. I kind of wanted that sort of extraction point kind of thing of, rather than just getting Agent Coulson and that's the end of the toy box, I wanted to add a little bit more, and add a little bit more of sort of like a toy box kind of feel to it. And let's get in the vehicle. Why isn't it not letting me into the vehicle? There we go. Hop in. And there we go. And as we leave, excellent, mission complete. So that is set by a trigger, so when a vehicle leaves, that would set it off. And that's the end of the toy box. Hope you guys liked it. I'll include a link in the bottom below, in the link below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I shall see you guys in another video.